Nnenna was a beautiful and a talented young girl. She has a beautiful voice and it can melt anyone's heart. Her parents are so proud of her. They love, support and encourage her. Her mother, Ifoma, was a hairdresser and her father, Emeka, was a village headmaster. Nnenna was in charge of her village church choir and she was so devoted to it. Ebube was Nnenna's best friend. She was also a chorister. One evening after rehearsal, on their way back home, they saw her father Emeka and her mother Ifoma arguing with each other. This was the first time Nnenna had experienced that from her parents. She asked her mother what was the matter. Her mother told her that it was nothing and that she shouldn't worry about it. Days went by, even weeks. Nnenna started noticing that the peaceful and happy home she always comes back to is gone, as her parents were constantly arguing, or her mother, Ifoma, was always crying. Nnenna went to her father, Emeka, one morning after breakfast. She calmly asked, "Papa, why are you always arguing with Mama these days?" Her father told her to leave his sight, saying that this is none of her business. The next day, Nnenna went out for her usual activities. On her way to her mother's shop, she saw her friend Ebube. Ebube asked her, why has she been so distant from her lately? Is it because of the big news around the village? Nnenna asked, what big news is that? She said, your father's marriage, of course. Nnenna was dumbfounded. She left Ebube and ran as fast as her heels could carry her to her mother's shop. She saw her mother crying again. Nnenna asked her mother if what Ebube said was true. Her mother didn't say a word. Few days later, Nnenna was fast asleep when she heard Emeka screaming for her. Nnenna, Nnenna. She answered, yes, Papa. Take this fabric to the village seamstress to make for you and your sister Ngozi. It is my traditional wedding fabric. We are going to pay for my bride's dowry on Eke Market Day. Nnenna was in shock. She said, oh Papa. Emeka yelled at her to keep quiet and do as she was told. After all, her maids are in their husband's house. Nnenna started murmuring. She left murmuring to her mother's hut. Ifoma told her to sit with her sister Ngozi. She told them that Emeka wants to take another wife because he wants a male child. Nnenna said, but Mama, taking another wife is against our religion as Christians. What did the pastor and the elders in the church have to say about it? Nnenna asked. Ifoma replied, the pastor and the elders in the church have told Emeka not to marry another wife, but he's so adamant. Because of that, he is avoiding the pastor and the elders in the church. After all the trials to make Emeka change his mind proved abortive, Emeka married Ugomma. 4 years later, Ugomma gave birth to 2 girls. Emeka was angry. He called Ugomma one night and told her that he married her for a male child and not for a female child. If she gives birth to a female child again, he will send her back to her parents and marry someone younger who could bear him a male child. Emeka stopped taking care of Ifoma and her children. He completely abandoned them. Ifoma trained Nnenna to become a hairstylist while Ngozi was still in school. Nnenna still has passion for singing, but due to lack of money and her father's refusal to train female children, she couldn't pursue her dreams. Ugomma went to her village one early morning and told her mother what her husband said about her inability to give birth to a male child. Her mother promised her that she would take care of the situation. She told her the next time she's pregnant, she will give her something to take. When she takes it, she will give birth to a male child. Ugomma agreed and was very happy. It was a beautiful sunny day. Nnenna was on her way to Igbo's house for her traditional marriage. When she heard someone screaming her name, she turned and saw a young handsome man. She asked her, "Who are you? And how do you know my name?" The young man replied, "It's me, Arinze." Nnenna shouted, "Arinze, Isi Popo?" Arinze smiled. "I'm no longer Isi Popo." They both smiled. Arinze told Nnenna he came to the village for his friend's traditional marriage. Nnenna said the bride is her best friend. They both attended the wedding while chanting and smiling all through. Ibube noticed it and started teasing her about Arinze. The next day, Arinze went back to the city but promised to keep in touch. Months later, Ugomma discovered she was pregnant. She went to her village to meet with her mother as promised. Her mother gave her some substance to drink and to bury some in her heart. When Ugomma got home, she did as she was advised. Her pregnancy progressed and she gave birth to a baby boy. Emeka was so happy, as was Ugomma. Ifeoma was so happy. She went to their huts to share the joy of the good news. Emeka and Ugomma asked her to leave immediately, saying that she would transfer her bad luck to her and the baby. Ifeoma was ashamed and sad. But Nnenna reminded her that God has not forgotten her and that she is blessed with kids. She should be grateful to God and forget about what Papa and his wife said. Ifeoma wiped her tears and thanked Nnenna for her advice. Ugomma and Emeka fell ill mysteriously 3 months later. Ifeoma took them to the village herbalist, who told them the sickness would get worse as day passes, and only Ugomma knew the cause of the sickness and probably the solution if there's any. When they got home, Emeka asked Ugomma why the herbalist was insisting that she knows what was happening to them. Ugomma denied it, saying that she was not the reason for the sickness. After all, she was also sick. Maybe they should ask Ifeoma. She has always been jealous of her. Emeka told her Ifeoma has been the one taking care of them and the baby. How could she be responsible for the calamity that has befallen them? Days went by and their sickness became worse. Ugomma sent for her mother. Her mother came. Ugomma told her all the herbalist said about the illness. Her mother whispered to her not to acknowledge that she was responsible, or else she would lose her marriage and probably her son too. Ugomma pleaded with her to let her confess so that the herbalist could help her. Her mother refused but told her she would go to a neighboring village to meet with the herbalist on her behalf. One morning, Ifeoma woke up to discover Emeka's lifeless body and Ugomma almost dead. Ugomma told her to please forgive her for the way she treated her and told her she was cause of their predicament. She was deceived by her mother, who gave her a charm that made her have a male child. That was what brought the illness upon them. Ifeoma could not hold herself as she started crying. Ugomma pleaded with her to please take good care of her kids, especially her son, before she later died. Ifeoma was left to raise Ugomma's children. While Ngozi was through with her studies, she got a good job. She took her mother and Ugomma's children to live with her. Nnenna and Arinze's friendship blossomed into love and marriage. They are blessed with 2 boys and a girl. Emeka's desire for a male child led to his death, and his maltreatment of Ifeoma and her children reflect gender bias and inequality. The story encourages the rejection of such discriminatory beliefs, emphasizing that every child, regardless of gender, deserves love, care, and equal opportunity by parents and society alike. Thanks for watching. Kindly like, comment, and subscribe. Bye-bye.